Oh
We are
no,
close to
but
the game reveal anyway.
it's true. Tristan is the one choosing the game. Come join us, Tristan. I love that as soon as they see that Tristan is going to be choosing the game, they start worrying a little bit. Hello, Tristan.
Hello.
Hey, you ready for some delicious gameplay?
Yeah, I was not actually prepared to give this one out today, but I had to redraw, and I was so sure I wouldn't have to redraw that I had to fall back on something I prepared for last year.
Well, that's always nice. Yeah, I know this game.
In fact, you played this game in the Gauntlet last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a little strange because I was the one to put it in the recommendation list, and then you all went and found a level I never got to put into my gauntlet, and I hate
That was the second stage.
The level you never got to, the second stage.
Wow. Okay, I just don't remember the game at all then.
Well, okay. Let me reveal. It's Kung Food.
It is Kung Food.
And it's definitely going to be a thing, as people are starting to realize now. Kung Food, Atari Lynx. This is one of the games on the Atari Lynx that I don't want to play, and I'm glad that other people are going to be playing.
Sharif, like half of my picks for Kusogr4nde 3 were Atari Lynx. I was trying to avoid using Lynx this tournament. And then, like I said, I got caught unprepared with a veto that I had to redraw.
Look, you need to listen to Scar on Lion King, okay? You gotta be prepared. Or be a Boy Scout. You can be a Girl Scout too, that's fine. You can be a scout of any kind. Just be prepared, okay? Or I'll come and kick your butt personally. No, seriously though, Kung Food is something that I know Mike was throwing around a little bit as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I was worried it would get too samey, and this is a game where you're gonna see people die in the first stage a lot, because the first boss is so cheap.
I don't think
like when you see the first boss,
samey.
you're gonna think, how do you even beat this?
Because this game has various kinds of food. There's healthy
It's very
food.
nutritious.
Now,
Yeah.
I can stick around the call since I know this game up to about stage 3, or I can, bow out. It's up to you, Tristan.
I don't mind. Like I said, I had this entire thing prepared for my commentary for the game that got vetoed. This, I've had about 10 minutes to think about, so if you want to hang around, that's...
Well, you also had the reaction, how have you
sure.
played this game? And that was a really good reaction.
It's just funny because, you're like, I've never made it to this level. It's like, this is the second stage.
No, the other game. That Tristan chose,
the other
but got
game
vetoed.
Yeah, that was a surprising veto, to say the
I'm
least.
still going to use that, so let's not go too deep into...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to talk about it at all.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
except
gonna talk
say,
about
Someone's getting that.
don't worry. Sometimes we have some of those vindictive games that show up, and I've had plenty of those as well. That I always try to throw it at someone, and it almost always gets vetoed. But eventually, I make a goal. So no worries. Well, this is Kusogr4nde. I'm currently working on getting everything captured, but we have 4 people going up against each other in a race. In general, people are going to be going through 4 different matches to try to make it into the bracket. The bracket will have 32 people, if I'm not mistaken, and will be double elimination. So for now, the better they do, the harder their future challengers will be, but the more points they will get for this match that they have here. Sort of. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this game. Let me just tell you.
Speaking of this game in the box arts, what is the thing in the background with a Rambo headband? What is...
Maybe it's just Rambo. Kung Fu starring Rambo. I don't know. I'm not looking at it though, because I'm busy. So
That may be the new
apologies.
Kusogr4nde mascot.
Okay, it looks like I'm still waiting for one person to get their stream up. Let me pull this up. It might be. Because it's really lumpy for sausage. I don't like this.
Wait, that's a sausage?
I don't know
don't
what it
think
is. What is it?
I thought
Mike?
it was like a sweet potato or like a yam or something.
It's really lumpy for a sweet potato or a yam, though. Could be potato skin. I could see that. Like, if it was fried.
I keep trying to like look at it and figure out what it is, and I keep getting hypnotized by the nose on the carrot.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's gonna come out and bite somebody. Okay, I am just waiting for Doom Rager X to get to their game. Hopefully they do. Oh, they're really close. Cool.
Alright, so looking more closely at the manual,
The manual
it just
doesn't
looks like
help.
it has a bunch of warts on it. Do you mind if I link the manual?
Sure. The manual
Go
is
for it.
10 pages and not very helpful. Basic controls and a whole lot of bad jokes about.
Oh no. The flat thing behind the carrot.
That's part of the freezer, if I remember correctly.
I think so, but it also looks like a card? Okay, I'm just asking our last player to boot up the game so I can capture it.
So the last time I had an Atari Lynx game in Kusogr4nde, I had to write a program to score it because we couldn't tell otherwise who was in the lead.
Oh, what
And
a
then the
game.
time before that, what was the last one I had before that? Just, it's always been something really bad, and this is going to be no exception.
I mean, you had Gordo.
Yeah, Gordo was
Gordo was
amazing.
first.
And Gordo was, like, the best game of whenever they made that game.
Yeah, Bubble Trouble is really bad.
Oh, I hate
Like,
Bubble Trouble. It's
Yeah, I mean, you had to play it for your viewer's choice. and
why
you
did
were
people
not
make me
happy.
play it? I hate it. I hate it so much.
Would you agree with me? It's Subterranea, but it has worse controls.
Well,
And
yeah.
and you have no vision of where you're going. So you just run into everything.
Of course I agree with you, Mike. It's butts.
I would argue this is worse.
Well, I mean, this is bad. Okay, whatever. I'm pushing this live. I'm done. I'm done arguing with you people. I don't think we're arguing about anything, but...
Yeah, I wasn't really arguing about much of anything.
Whatever,
really.
Mike. Whatever.
Whatever, bro.
Oh boy, here we go. We've got our match coming up in just a little bit. By the way, thank you again, everybody who has been supporting, dropping bits, resubbing. I saw some gifted subs from Royal Blue Wizard, so thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get the music for this game playing, because I'm sure you want to hear that.
We have to.
We do. Oh no. Oh no, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Oh, and this time I'm not using the multi-stream, so I might be a bit behind you, bro.
No worries.
I don't know if you can call this music.
Okay, here we go. I am doing the countdown in Discord I let them know speak now or forever hold their peace. Or their peas. Because it's food themed.
Hopefully,
I
the
think
in-game
there are
music
actually
will be,
peas in this game that you fight.
Well, I don't
Hopefully
care at all.
not someone farting on a xylophone.
Farting on a xylophone now. And Author
Genesis,
Blues
Electrofart,
is shimming
Lynx,
to the right.
farting xylophones.
Just
So
what
the
I asked
flashing
for.
thing, for some reason, flashing has been a theme with my picks. And if it turns out bad, we may want to crop the health bar out, but that's what that is a health.
Yeah, sorry for people sensitive to seizures. So, the energy is health. You don't want to collect those when you're already full and topped out in health. This is a beat 'em up with like 3 or 4 moves. You have a kick, you have a punch, you have a crouch kick, and you have a jump kick. And
Okay.
that's pretty much it. And you have to destroy waves and waves and waves of enemies.
Yeah, at its core, it's your basic beat 'em up, where the screen stops scrolling when you hit the edge of the next spawn area and enemies spawn. Then you have to take out the enemies and move on. There are a couple of places where you can kind of make a choice on what you take out first, where there's an infinite spawning thing, spawning usually carrots or peas or something like that, and then a bunch of other things to actually progress the screen. And as tempting as it may be to take out the enemies to try to give you some free space to take out the spawners, you will very
you need
quickly
to
get
take out-
overwhelmed.
I think they'll
If you
figure
don't
that
take
out
out the
really
spawners-
quickly.
Yeah, if you don't take out the spawners immediately, you will just be...
Yep.
Oh, and like any good Lynx game, this game has no continues. You are going to see a lot of game overs in stage 1.
And like any good Lynx game, the game actually soft locks when you game over. I think this one does. About half of the Lynx library will just soft lock on game over because the Lynx has a reset button on the actual console, on the controller. It's a handheld. So they just soft locked on game over and expected you to hit the reset.
Well, I mean, the NES has a reset button. You don't have to hit that when you game over. The Super Nintendo had that. Like, I don't know. They're
Yeah,
just
so
lazy.
on the Lynx, the reset button is actually on the face next to the A and B buttons on the right side.
We put a button here, we want you to use it.
Pretty much.
This reset button propaganda, I'm not gonna stand for it.
So the
Yeah, so
basic-
those tomatoes... Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say the basic story is you ended up in some kind of like science accident and you turned into the Jolly Green Giant and all of the food went bad. And by went bad, I mean this. So your objective is to like make your way out of the fridge you were in across the kitchen and back to your lab to try to fix things.
It's worth noting that the tomatoes can only be crouch kicked.
Yep.
That's nice. Oh, the peas make a lot of noise. So, are you legitimately the Jolly Green Giant, or are you a little green man?
No, you're not actually the Jolly Green Giant. You're just a really buff green dude who is not like anything, I guess.
Yeah, and you're not very jolly at all.
You're quite frequently angry, actually.
The angry green
So,
giant.
Zembar is
okay.
making really good progress and is on the boss and has... Oh, I was gonna say maybe found a safe spot, but not really. Yeah, this boss, you just tank hits and you kill it. That's it.
Yeah, there are no safe spots.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, is that a safe spot? But no, I just deceived myself. Zembar is making really good progress already and is on stage 2.
Nice. To the next fridge. How many fridges does this guy have? Oh, it's not
I
the
believe
next
from
fridge.
here, you've moved from the freezer to the fridge.
And this is where the unlimited spawning starts to happen. And we'll see how quickly Zembar figures out that you need to kill the bags and not the carrots.
These
ASAP.
sounds. Let me turn this down. This is too loud. I dig the sound effects, okay?
Yeah. Another thing we need to see our racers start doing is walking behind objects. because most of the power-ups you're gonna find in this game are hidden behind like cans and bags and whatnot, and you need every health pickup you can get.
Yes. Zembar, by the way, is fighting carrots, but should not be. He should be fighting the carrot spawner.
Yeah, Zembar should be punching the sack.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like Doom Ranger EX has figured that out.
Yes.
And that puts him in first for now, but we're only about 5 minutes in the match, so it doesn't matter that much.
Now, how do continues work in this? Are there continues?
They do not.
Oh, it's a Lynx game, bro, Sencha.
Oh, come on. I had hope.
That was your first mistake.
So I did find the strategy section for the manual. The first tip is destroy everything that moves. It's like, duh. It literally will not let you move on if you don't do that.
So Doom Ranger is on a yam that is firing out I don't know what, and that's a game over.
Your skin melts off when you game over. Oh no!
So I did warn our racers. Oh, okay. So it even tells you to press restart. Restart is literally the reset button on the Lynx, and it looks like at least Doom Ranger had taken my advice and bound a button to reset.
Good. Yeah, Author
good.
Blues is back to the beginning of the game. I feel like everybody has made a pretty good amount of progress for their first attempt. Zembar and White Panther especially, since they're still continuing on. Oh, some of the other advice from the manual, by the way. When you're in a low kick position with a column of angry vegetables coming towards you, hold down the A button for non-stop kicking action.
Yeah, the low kick is turbo built in, pretty much.
Okay, good. That sounds like it might be what you want to use a lot in this.
Yeah, the low kick is pretty decent. It seems to have slightly longer range than the punch, and there are enemies that can only be hit with the low kick, so it's usually a safe bet unless you need to be really mobile.
Yeah, the only enemies it doesn't hit, and this is a bit of a spoiler, are airborne enemies, and yes, they exist.
That's
yes,
such a spoiler.
They're just as awful as you expect them to be.
Oh no. So other hints in the manual, if you have time, which it doesn't seem like time is a huge issue in this, but
It can become an issue later, but no, early in the game it's not. You're given a pretty healthy time.
yeah, if you have time, walk behind cans and other objects you never know what you might find.
Yeah, that is the most important hint out of the manual, in my opinion, because, like I said, most of the really nasty parts, where you're stuck unable to scroll the screen and you're fighting 2 bags of carrots or something, is going to have a health up hidden behind something.
Oh, so here's this. To win the game, you must complete each level within the allotted time. If you succeed, the world will be safe again. Although, you may never look at food in the same way again. On the other hand, if you fail, you will never need to eat again. The world will be, owned by overrun by savage spuds and bouncing peas. Oh, pouncing peas. They pounce you.
Looks like Zembar had not bound reset, so...
Well, that was a pretty quick maneuver to reset, and hopefully that won't have to happen that many times.
Yep.
Author Blues is trying a strategy that seems like a good idea, which is trying to dodge the ice cubes and then get hits in, but that's actually a really bad strategy. You just want to face tank hits and just punch the boss relentlessly.
Do you heal once you kill the boss?
I don't recall. I think not.
Oh my gosh. I do like the Atari sound effects in this game, by the way. There are quite a few that just sound like old school Atari 28 or 2600.
Well, it's not that far off.
Yeah.
So when we did the gauntlet round of this, it was level 2, and I think the Gauntlet state was created with 4 lives, which is usually far more than you're going to have when getting to level 2.
It was either 3 or 4 lives. I don't remember. But I wanted to be at least minimally nice.
And it was still rude.
Yep. Yeah, I remember you did not actually have much time left on the timer when you beat this stage.
Yeah, it was a pretty difficult. I actually considered it to be like the one trap state in my gauntlet when I was doing it. I figured it was not going to be possible, and I think the number of lives that I had was the major factor in getting past it. I'm hoping that within an hour our racers will have some time to develop some strategies.
I think they'll at least be able to get up to stage 3. Stage 3 was when I got up to that part of the game, and I was like, this is so dumb, I do not want to play this anymore.
Yeah, this is not a good game. Even for the Atari Lynx.
Yeah, it's like, to put in perspective, it's considered one of the worst games on the Lynx.
Indeed.
So, I do not see the players really walking behind other objects at this point. So they haven't quite figured out that there are power-ups and such hiding in plain sight.
I've seen a couple of instances where a power-up behind an object has been picked up. I don't think it's clicked that you need to check all of them for some of our racers yet.
Yeah. Are there 1-ups hidden behind them?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Also, that was unfortunate. There's a health pickup right there for Doom Ranger, but he took a death because he got overwhelmed. There's just too much stuff. You gotta go for the yam.
Yeah, are these guys, like, the yam's innards?
I
would assume so.
Don't know.
This is what a yam looks like if you let it sit around too long. Weird, lumpy, gray men hop out and just sort of walk around a bit. Everybody dispose of your yams properly, okay? Don't worry, we can link you up with some yam disposal guidelines in the future, you know, if people are dying to find out.
It may just be a potato, and those are mashed potato men. Maybe.
By the way, Author Blues is starting to learn the strategy of conserve the health pickups until you kill as many enemies as possible.
That's very important. You have to be careful not to get overwhelmed and stun-locked, though, because there was a situation a little bit ago for Doom Ranger where they were trying to do the same thing, but they had let like 15 of the potato or yam men get onto the screen, and they just could not get to the health, and they took it down.
Yep.
RBW says it's a potato, and it doesn't really look like a potato, but those could be mashed potato men. Like, it's messing with my head.
Why do you store your mashed potatoes inside a potato? That's my question here.
That's where they come from, Bersentia.
Well, don't store them there. Like, store them in Tupperware or something, you know?
They're self-mashing potatoes.
A bag of potato flakes? Why would you keep a bag of potato flakes in the fridge? Oh, maybe they're organic potato flakes. No, White Panther. They were doing pretty well.
They were.
Yeah, I think everybody is starting to get the hang of this. Author Blues, by the way, onto the first boss with all of his health. And dying right after killing the boss. That's nice.
Yeah, that boss is responsible for a good amount of generation damage there, as McCall would say.
Yeah.
If you're standing in the wrong spot, you'll just get hit 8 times in a row and die.
You know, some days I just want to be an angry, tiny green man. It's a good life to live. Author Blue's not going behind the cans. It's killing me.
Wow,
So White
Author
Panther-
Blues actually managed to take care of a bunch of carrots and take care of the bag afterwards. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I love
White
it.
Usually
Panther's
if you do that,
utilizing
you'll
a
just...
strategy where they just leave a bunch of health behind and hope they can scroll the screen back when they need it, and that may not work out for them.
Yeah. Beat 'em ups are not known for being able to scroll back very far.
I like that when the tomatoes come out, they have green hair. It's really nice green hair.
Yeah, it's the little top of the tomato.
Author Blues is getting overwhelmed by the potato people.
Yeah, this is where you need to just attack as fast as you can, so you might say that mashing comes into play.
Oh my gosh.
I had my eyes out for that pun for a while.
White Panther. Killing the peas.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell who's in first at this point because everyone has made it to the second stage. So it's pretty even, and there's still 45 minutes left to go.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty of time. You know, I'm just thinking. This game obviously was not made for like the food industry because all of the food is evil. And I'd have a hard time saying this was made for children because this game is about vegetables and, even though killing vegetables could be fun, who cares? Nobody wants them in your game. So who was this made for?
I don't think this game really had a target audience. I've thought about that myself for a bit. Like, this is a beat 'em up, but there's no depth, and who was this made for?
The target audience is the Jolly Green Giant. It was made for one person in particular.
And he's
Jolly Green Giant.
He's like, this was pretty good.
This game sold one copy, and they got a 10 out of 10 from the one guy who bought it.
I don't know if other people would like it, but I sure do. Jolly! Give positive feedback on everything, man. Okay. So, the company that made this, by the way, was Lore Design Limited. They also made Bubble Trouble and Fat Bobby, both of which we've seen.
I almost put Fat Bobby in, and I only came to realize that it had been used before when I accidentally activated cheat mode, and then I immediately recognized the...
The problem with Fat Bobby is that it only has one level. Because it's actually like a beta ROM of it, and I can't find the full game. Otherwise, I would have used it already. Because that is a special video game.
Oh my gosh. One of the programmers for this worked on the game Dragon Spirit, which is actually a good game for the NES. I would recommend going and playing that a little bit. It's an auto-scroller, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent shmup. So it turns out there's a bit of lore in the manual.
Oh yeah?
And the title is Revenge of the Leftovers. Your kitchen is usually a safe, warm place. Not anymore. The top secret chemical you stored in your freezer became active when the door was left open. Now the contents of your freezer have come to life, and the effects of this chemical have spread throughout the kitchen. Even you have been transformed. Reduced to a little green man, you must boldly go to your freezer and destroy such transformed tidbits as ice demons and killer kung fu carrots.
Ah.
If you fail, your fearsome food will conquer the world.
Is it really bad for food to rule the world? Like, I don't feel like that would be a bad thing. Especially if we ever wanted to stage a coup or anything, because then unlimited food for everybody.
Would you want to eat these tomatoes, though?
Maybe if they weren't alive, yeah.
What about the mashed potato man? Would you really want that next to your, like...
They kind of look tasty.
I'm pretty sure this counts as genetically modified.
I don't
Produce.
look. GMO is fine, okay? I mean,
Not this-
I know.
if
This
it's running
GMO
a-
is not.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, yeah, not this GMO.
yeah, this GMO may be pushing it a little bit. Too many of the G's in there.
Maybe that's who this game was made for.
For genetically modified organisms. If you're genetically
Or
modified
Monsanto.
for Monsanto, oh yeah.
Yeah, for like the raw food enthusiasts. Like, you GMO your stuff, you do this.
Oh no, Zembar!
For the organic food crazies, yeah.
Those Zimbar's found a power-up.
Not sure it's too useful right now.
It kills anything it touches except for spawners, and unfortunately, you're kind of stuck with a spawn.
I love it.
It's a good power-up otherwise.
Wouldn't you want to turn into a space hopper?
Sure.
So, I'm trying to remember what the second boss is, and I cannot remember it for the life of me.
A problem. The second boss is a problem.
Every boss is Oh, and the second boss is spawners, of course. You know, like just like any good screen in this game has. I think White Panther's actually getting pretty close to it, because White Panther is on a screen with 3 spawners.
Yeah, that's pretty close to the end of stage 2. It's usually where you die, though.
And Doom Ranger EX is right behind. The problem is, yeah, they're both on their last life, and White Panther is very low. White Panther did check behind the can, though.
Unfortunately, that can doesn't have anything, and yeah, White Panther was on, like, a fart of health, and unfortunately got kicked by a carrot.
Yeah.
So the person who came up with the design for this game, Craig Erickson, was apparently part of the audio cast of Thimbleweed Park in 2017. So there are people who helped with this who are still involved in video games. He also helped out with some of the Mac port of Deja Vu back in the day, which is a great adventure game. I want to play all of it someday, one of these days.
Yeah, that's one of the Kemco Seika, point-and-click style games. That's on the NES.
Oh yeah.
So I think what we're looking for here is the first racer to get to the second boss. Because I think pretty much everyone has gotten to the 3 carrot spawner melange of heck.
Yeah, at the very least, White Panther and Doom Ranger EX have.
Alright, so Zimbar is on the 3 carrot bag fight, and actually has a life and 3/4, so maybe we'll see some progress.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, Author Blues is gonna die in just a little bit. Unfortunately, it's likely gonna be a game over.
Looking that way, yeah. Too many carrots.
Gotta go behind the cans, Author Blues. I love how thick your thighs are in the game over screen, you know? They're just glorious.
I think he has thigh implants.
Thigh implants? It's those GMOs, man.
It's not natural! But then again, nothing about this game is natural, so...
Oh, he's just chonk, it's fine.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see Stage 3 or how long it'll take to see it. Hopefully we do in just a little bit.
So Zimbar picked up an extra life and the power-up, but again, you pick up the power-up that turns you into a space hopper and immediately run into a spawner.
So good.
Yeah, someone did not think through very well what that power-up does and its limitations.
Or
and where
maybe
it's
they
placed.
did.
Thinking emoji.
Yeah. You know, if you want to beat the developers, you gotta think like the developers.
Ooh, but what if the developers didn't really think about what they put into this game?
That's why we have Kusogr4nde.
Perfect.
That's the real play right there.
Oh, yeah.
Counter the metagame of metagaming the game.
Oh. Yeah, what's the metagame when it comes to kung food?
Don't play it.
Go on a diet.
Crouch kick a lot. Jab the spawners because that's faster.
Very
Don't use
carefully
health.
utilize your health.
Yeah.
So
Health
Zembar
management
has picked up
is
2 1-ups.
Wow.
Zembar is on the triple, and he has plenty of lives.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be fine. It just... Unfortunately, there's so many carrots. There's just carrots everywhere.
So this is what happens when I make a concerted effort to not have as many platformers in my picks, and that maybe I should just go back to platformer.
I love it. Oh no, so many tomatoes.
He should start kicking those tomatoes before they turn into enemies. Because they only take 1 hit before they turn into enemies.
Yep, if you leave them to actually spawn as enemies, you're left having to catch up.
Oh my gosh. I was just gonna say you have little tomato friends. You gotta kill your tomato friends before they mutate
You gotta pace
from
them.
those GMOs. Okay, we're back to some hot tunes on White Panther's side. Now, Author Blues is going to be able to get through... No! Taken to death right at the last minute. That's so dumb.
Zembar has so many lives.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the boss.
Which is...
Oh, this boss. This boss is essentially a spawner, so you just want to punch the crap out of it.
Okay.
Yep, and he also can insta-kill you, so you take it and just try to pound him down, which Zembar has succeeded in doing. He has...
The third stage is so bad. You're
Oh,
gonna see
no.
why immediately.
Okay.
And you're gonna say this is not okay, bro.
The drips and the water? Are you serious?
Yep.
No, that's not the reason why.
No,
It gets worse.
I hate drips. Okay.
Oh no, that's bad, but it gets worse.
Okay. No flies. No.
Yep. And this is just where I gave up because I'm like, this is stupid. I give up.
Wait, really? You stopped here because of a fly?
It's hard enough hitting stuff in this game and trying to have to hit something in the air. See? That one fly is just killing him. He can kill thousands upon thousands of mashed potatoes, sausages with bows, mutated carrots, but one fly. That's gonna be the death of him.
Oh boy, Author Blues is down to just 1 life left.
Doom Ranger is not having a good time.
But still, they have 3 lives going into this next area, the 3 spawners here.
Oh, I was just referring to their call out in the Discord.
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
It's always a fun time when you can get one of your racers to just exclaim something in all caps in the race chat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the fly. Okay, Zembar made quick work of the fly, moving on to the next area of this stage, and that water, why does it kill you?
You know, I don't know, because you're clearly some kind of plant man, so shouldn't that be a good thing? Maybe it's not water, maybe it's like fridge runoff or something.
Could be bleach.
Maybe it's Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid? And how would that be bad for food? Wouldn't that just make it sort of juicy and sweet?
So here's the thing. You're trying to wash yourself off with a water sprinkler. So couldn't you just settle with like washing yourself off on the floor right there?
Yeah.
The flies are showing Zembar the business. It's not good. It's not going well.
Yeah,
Well.
I mean,
Rat.
I'll give him credit. He's made it farther than me in the game. I haven't even seen these rats before.
What? Oh my gosh. Killer
This is
rats.
not okay. I'll say it for you, Bro Sencha. This is not okay.
It's not. It's not. Oh. They move like freaking screensaver, okay? They just bounce off walls and floors. And then explode in blood.
A shower of blood. What?
Whoa.
That's why you gotta clean the floor so much.
This isn't Mortal Kombat here. Can't have such gratuitous violence in a vegetable-based video game.
Looks like the
I like how
ginger came.
they're
And
sending out so many sprites in the game can't even handle it. They're like, sure, we'll make the links almost crash.
I'm glad that the music changes when you get the power-up, even though it's a crappy power-up for the spawner.
They got to get those bass effects in there, even though the Lynx has no bass to speak.
Author Blues is back to the beginning of the game. Yeah, Zembar is definitely in the lead right now. Just killed a spider, thank goodness. Kill more, please. I hate the spiders.
Yeah, I mean, Zembar's obviously in the lead. I don't know who's in second.
I think we're gonna just have to decide that by whoever lives through this stage first. You
Okay.
don't beat the stage, you barely survive it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Essentia's kids are watching Carrie, Carrie's kids, just so you know, if you're watching this. This is what happens when you leave food in the fridge for too long without eating it. So eat your leftovers, don't let them suddenly become murderous.
This
Yeah.
is what happens when you don't eat your vegetables.
Exactly.
Also, this is the target audience. This is to teach kids to eat their vegetables.
But
We
you don't make them
figured it
play
out.
it, you just show it to them.
Exactly. You don't
They should
wanna-
have just made this into a TV show then.
No, Zimbar is. Oh, Zimbar dies. Right,
no!
Oh no, that's so bad.
That's
Oh,
so
he-
unfortunate.
There goes his skin. Also, an important
A life
lesson, if
and
you
a
let
heal.
vegetables kill you, your skin's gonna melt off.
Yeah.
Good TV show. Totally... Gee, general audience right there.
Zimbar's opine on this game. Kung Food, aka hitbox? What's a hitbox?
Yeah. Author Blues is getting... Yeah, everybody is saying that they're infuriated. I would say... Here's sort of my thought. The game is pretty repetitive. It's definitely a beat-em-up that has, like, no inspiration at all. But at the same time, I feel like we had to have this game at some point.
It had to happen.
Yeah, this is the kind of game when people say beat 'em ups are repetitive. I am like,
Have
good
you
ones
played
aren't, but yeah, but Kung Fu definitely is.
I don't know if you can really even call this a beat 'em up, because beat 'em ups have, like, multiple moves and different things you can do. This is just...
A slog 'em up.
A slog 'em up.
It's
But-
a beat 'em up. No.
But no matter how generic the fighting feels, remember, they charged money for this. And they were
At
like,
some point, someone somewhere paid real money for this. I think. I mean, I say I think because I've done Lynx games that weren't actually released, but I think this one actually got released. As much as it shouldn't have.
yeah, probably shouldn't have. If you do want to get Kung Fu for Atari Lynx, it is currently on Amazon for $30.98.
It's $30.99 too much.
You know, I still wouldn't take it if they paid me 1 cent.
Why not? You get a cent and a copy of this abomination is no longer, like, in the wild where it could fall into some poor person's hand.
Yeah, but it'll be there waiting for me. It's gonna turn out to be like one of these carrots, man. Wandering
Ranger
around,
just
just
ran out of
kicking me in the
time.
face.
So yeah, Doom Ranger managed to run out of time in level 2. It is possible to have that happen if you're being too careful.
Wow.
And they're wishing to note that they're having the time of their life. Yeah.
Ooh, Author Blue's taking a death right there. He's probably gonna type something here as well. Nope.
Oh, he's in the stream chat actually. He
Oh.
may be done.
I don't think there's anything that we can really say to spoil stuff.
Yeah, even
Well-
though he's not supposed to be in chat, I don't really care because I
There's
don't
no
know.
helping him.
It's like you punch things, you kick things. It's
Yeah.
just flog them up.
Author Blues might not have gotten the memo, so not a huge deal.
Wait, does Author Blues hate the Genesis that much or something?
I mean, who doesn't? Oh, right. Mike's in the chat right now. I don't know. I wasn't a Genesis kid. Like, I played Genesis a couple times when we visited my relatives up in Montana. Okay, when literally the most entertaining thing to do is to play the Genesis.
Yeah, I'm not sure what there is in Montana other than, like, trails and Genesis.
Yeah, just Genesis consoles all around. Montana is just that's what Montana means, a pile of Genesis consoles.
What is a state but a miserable pile of Genesis?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the no speed limit. Although I think they recently introduced speed limits in Montana, actually.
So Zimbar has very firmly grasped the concept of walking behind objects to try to find power-ups. He's going out of his way to do it quite a bit. That will probably help quite a bit. I say quite a bit a lot.
Yeah. Like, all that Montana has going for it, by the way, is that somehow it's better than North Dakota.
Okay, but can anyone here actually prove that Wyoming exists?
I could go drive to Wyoming probably in about an hour.
That doesn't mean it exists. I mean, no one lives there, so how can you know it exists?
Yeah. Can anybody in chat truly say that they live in Wyoming? Is anybody there? No, star1134, you don't count.
You are not a person.
You are not a person. You're probably
You are
a...
non-entity.
You're a robot, okay? Sent here to spread lies.
Ouch.
Wyoming propaganda. Reset button propaganda. I'm sick of this. What has this stream become but lies?
So Author Blues has a ton of lives for the first boss, and now is just kicking the crap out of it.
Well,
Except
Probably the best
Oh,
strat.
but he died because it kills you in 2 hits.
yeah.
Probably not the best strat.
No, in fact, you want to punch the crap out of it because that's more hits. I don't think any hit does any more damage than the other hit. I don't
Really?
think so.
That's dumb. Oh, good. People, besides the robot, can say that they don't live in Wyoming, so they don't believe it exists, so that's cool. Good.
Well, note Electa, Rocky and Bullwinkle is not a Genesis exclusive. It's also for the Super Nintendo. However, the Genesis version has better sound effects. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Does the manual explain what the power-ups do? Not in a useful manner. It kind of describes them, but it doesn't tell you which one is which.
Yeah, it
Most
does.
of them are health ups, so...
Yeah, the up arrow is health, the heart is an extra life, and the star turns you into a space hopper, I think.
A space hopper. Yeah,
Yeah, and the lightning bolt is the power punch.
sort of more like a boy and his blob. And you're both the boy and the blob.
So it's just a boy that
A
happens
boy.
to be a blob.
Yeah. Could also be... Oh my gosh. What's that one book from Goosebumps back in the day? R.L. Stein. Monster Slime or whatever it was. You're probably a little
I
bit
heard
of that.
about R.L. Stein the other day.
Man. I was watching somebody play some R.L. Stein Goosebumps. It was pretty hilarious.
I was surprised to find he's actually gotten involved in politics. I'm like, I can't think of a worse person.
Oh, Monster Blood, that's it. Y'all want
Wait,
some
what,
Monster
really?
Blood?
Yeah, like he's not running for office or anything, but he's doing like the lobbyist thing some, and it's just like, why?
Oof.
You have no like clout in that arena.
Is that the real horror story all along? The real twist ending to all of the Goosebumps books?
Probably.
Real life is more terrifying than anything that you came up with.
Ooh.
Zembar has 5 lives.
Wow. Author Blues has won. Doom Ranger is actually doing pretty well with lives as well. White Panther struggling a little bit. I'm worried about these potatoes.
How does Zempar have so many lives?
There's a section of this stage that has like 3 of them back to back, and usually when you get here, you're close to a game over, so you just kind of get back to normal, but Zembar's been rocking it.
Now, did you give them the manual to read?
Yes. I figured it wouldn't help very much.
Well, no, not really. Okay. Author Blues is just trying to take out these spawners as much as possible, but they're kind of rude.
So Zembar should be back on the giant bad yam very soon. And it looks like White Panther and Doom Ranger are at about the same section of the level, but Doom Ranger's in much better condition.
Oh no, Zembar!
Yeah, this guy just one-shots you. You accept you're going to lose about 2 lives while fighting him, and just... Yeah.
I'm worried about Author Blues. Okay, there we go. He did manage to keep a health restorative around without using it, so that's good.
The fridge is a little strangely designed in that if you can make it to about the midway point, there are literally just 3 1-ups in a cluster, and you kind of just get a reset on your lives. But if you don't make it, obviously it's a barrier, it's a hard wall. So Zembar is taking on the Fly again. It's going about as well as you would expect.
Author Blues gets
I still don't know how you fight the
power-up.
Fly. It's clear that Zembar
What?
is a very good player, but like, no one can.
No, Author
Can't
Blues
figure out how to
killed
defeat
one
a fly.
of the spawners as a blob.
I have no idea how he did that, because I've never been able to make that happen.
That was cool. So good job, Author Blues. You new speed strat, I guess.
For when he starts speedrunning this game.
Nobody should speedrun this game. Nobody should play this game.
I'm firmly in agreement on that one. Like, there's a pretty high number of games from Kusogr4nde that I ended up speedrunning, and I would not touch this one.
Author Blues making quick work of 1 potato, but now it's 2 potato.
Was this one of my games from last year? Yes and no. It was on my list to give out. I didn't get around to it, so it appeared 1 stage in a gauntlet. So kind
Yeah.
So Doom Ranger's on the boss, and it looks like he has plenty of lives, so he's going to be able to kill the boss pretty easily. This definitely puts Doom Ranger in second.
Nice.
yes. If he, well, he's definitely
if
in
he
second.
kill the
No one's even
boss.
gotten to this boss yet.
Okay, yeah, Doom Ranger finishing the stage. Author Blues, I think, is actually getting fairly close to the boss as well.
Bionic Radar, I can confirm, because I'm in the Discord chat, that Author Blues does not like this game at all.
Oh no, he doesn't.
To be honest, I don't like this game at all either.
Yeah, at this point, everyone but White Panther has shared their dislike for this game.
Maybe White Panther is like, this is my favorite game ever.
Maybe White Panther is the Jolly Green Giant.
The one person to ever buy this game.
Oh, I get to play this again. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright, so the target demographic for this game is people who are way too into organic food, the Jolly Green Giants, and parents who want to tell their children to eat vegetables. But the children don't need to play the game, they just need to watch it.
Yeah, just watch it, children.
I do believe Zimbar is now making progress over their last PB, I guess.
Let's see.
Because they just took out a combo of a rat and an ant, and are now taking on a combo of a rat and a fly.
Oh.
No, but they died to a bunch of spiders.
Author Blues is on to the 3rd stage.
Awesome.
And so is Doom
nice.
Ranger
That
X.
is progress. So we're actually going to have to pay attention to the game now.
Dang it! That's like the last thing I wanted to do today.
I know. Well, let's see if Author Blues can get past the fly. That is an important
He is down to 2/3 of a life,
milestone.
so it's going to be something.
It'll be
It's
rough.
going to be a tough matchup. I think the fly has like a 7-3 advantage.
Yeah, I mean,
Are we
we're going
taking
across
bets
weight
on this
classes
fight?
here, but you know.
The fly is just kind of zoning him, just staying away.
All you people
Doing
watching
hit and
from
run
Vegas.
stretch. Oh no!
Oh, he killed it. Good job. Can he get the power-ups, Author Blues? Oh, he did.
Okay. He's still in it.
All right, here's the bunch of spiders for Zimbar.
Oh, I don't like bunch of spiders.
Yeah, because I remember Zembar died to a bunch of spiders, and there was health and extra life right in front of him.
Oh my gosh, Author Blues taking a death. Zembar just doing blob strats.
Yeah, Doom Ranger EX is also is on his last life, so we're gonna have to see how this goes. Author Blues is still behind Doom Ranger.
Wow.
Yeah, the blob is invincible, I think. I'm pretty sure. I did see Zimbar go through the water with it.
This game is dumb. Yeah, Doom Ranger... Like, honestly, it's between Zembar, Doom Ranger, and Author Blues at this point. Could honestly be any of them taking the lead.
So here's the real problem. Whatever happened to the 5-second rule? The Jolly Green Giant's been on the floor for like 3 minutes.
You don't eat the Jolly Green Giant!
Maybe you don't.
I don't! I just eat his... I don't even eat his beans. Freaking green beans. They're terrible. Vile beans.
Zimbar is running out of time.
Author Blues is having a hard time with the rat. Oh, and it is a double kill right there. Author Blues is going to have to try his hardest to get back to this stage. There's probably enough time. But I don't know.
Doom Ranger EX still making good progress, so it's definitely Zembar in first, Doom Ranger EX in second, Author Blues in third, and White Panther in fourth, but there's still time for the places to change.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
White Panther can make a run of it. There's still 10.5 minutes left. Author Blues could even get back to stage 3 if he
Zembar is about to run out of time.
Yep, Zimbar's
Oh, no.
done for.
Does that just
What
take
a
away a life,
dumb
or
thing.
is it a
Well,
full...
he's on his last life. There was a mounted rat.
Why are there so many rats there?
What?
Okay,
Time
he
for
got
his
next to
skin to
life.
melt.
Oh, but you game over anyway. It doesn't matter. Nice.
Yep, that's a game over.
Run out of time,
Zimbar
it's a full
just-
game over.
You can't see it because, you know, we've cropped out just the game, but Zimbar kind of like leaned back in his chair and just disappeared off of his webcam's field of view, and I haven't seen him in about 30 seconds.
Ah!
Okay, he's back. He's not dead.
Okay, good. I'm pretty sure that Author Blues is fighting Garlic. But I'm not... Or not Garlic, Ginger. I'm not 100% sure, though.
Doom Ranger is mad.
Oh, really?
Look in the Discord.
I would be mad too.
I mean,
I don't think being in second is going to make them any happier either.
I don't know. I think if I were playing this and I found out I came in second, I would be feeling just fine.
Ooh.
By the way, White Panther's up to 3 lives at this point in the fridge. There's actually a good chance that they could beat the stage and move on to stage 3, I'd say.
It is definitely possible. Everyone that game overed just now looks like they're going to make one final run.
Sweet. I think that's all they've got.
Yeah, I don't think Zembar can make a final run. But the others definitely can.
I think you should
That's
try.
okay. That's okay because Zimbar is in first by probably half of a level, and half of that level is stage 3. So I think they're sitting pretty right about now. There's a chance for everyone else to make it, but it's going to be a long shot. I think the battle here is who's going to get second by getting to the beginning of stage 3 again.
You say that, but White Panther has 5 lives right now. Oh, 4 lives, never mind.
Definitely true. They can still make something happen.
Author Blues onto the fridge. Yeah,
they are starting to run out of time a bit. That is an issue. But
yeah, 5 lives doesn't matter if you run out of time because this game is well designed.
Oh, I hope they don't. Come on, White Panther, you've been putting on a huge fight here. I want you to see the next level and then regret playing this.
I'm sure they already do.
I'm pretty sure they regret playing this within the first 5 minutes.
So I know that White Panther is a stand-in because the person who was supposed to be in that slot had an issue. Are they a zombie or are they part of the actual tournament?
They're part of the tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, well, that was dumb. I shouldn't have jumped in today.
I was just
another
feeling
day.
terrible if the only game you got in Kusogr4nde because you were a zombie was this. Unfortunately,
boss
he's getting
is so
generated by
long.
this boss.
The thing
How do
is,
you even dodge that?
they're not taking advantage of the iframes when they die. That's
Yeah,
the...
they really need to take advantage of the iframes as they get up.
Well,
They got through. So, we're gonna have to figure out how far they get here, and
Oof.
help.
this is music. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop.
Many apologies to our referees for having to figure this out.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-second loop. That's all this is. I hate this.
No, White Panther landed in the water.
No,
Still has a life, though, at the very least.
Yep.
That does stink.
Author Blues, I'm very concerned about your health. Mr. Giant, don't die! There's health
Author
right
Blues
below
is
you.
in
That
over
is
his
game
head.
over.
This is too many vegetables. It just can't happen. There we
What
I
a
think
game.
that's going to be the end of Author Blues' attempt.
I think
Yeah.
so. White Panther has the chance to move up to third here. Yeah, I feel
know
like
Author Blues at least got up to some rats.
You know, I will say, even though someone is going to take fourth during this match, that does not put them out of the tournament. They can still come back and manage to make it to the bracket. It'll just be a lot harder. So we'll have to see what White Panther can do. If White Panther makes it to the rat, kills it, and doesn't die at the same time, then that is going to put them ahead of Author Blues.
And, well, everyone has done pretty well with this race. Everyone getting to level 3 at least once is pretty swank.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive feat.
I do like that the jump sound effect is the same as the jump sound effect in Gordo 101. Just saying. Gordo 106,
Yeah, but
whatever.
Gordo 101. Or
Gordo
106
101 is how you learn to Gordo 106.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there goes White Panther.
White Panther is down. White Panther
Yeah.
made a good push, but couldn't get out of fourth with that attempt.
So Author Blues is still ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe Auth is done, and I don't blame him. There's not enough time to get back to stage 3 from here.
Yeah. Yeah, what a video game, Kung Fu.
Yeah, this is part of why I kind of felt a little okay handing this out with the possibility of, like, a quadruple game over in the final 10 minutes, as we don't have a schedule to keep. This is the last match.
Yeah, White Panther is going to keep going.
Good for them.
I'm fine with that.
I
What
mean,
a
it is
trooper.
still possible that we're going to see one of the two other racers get back to 3. It's not a totally gone conclusion.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Zembar can get back to where they were, but Doom Ranger could do well. Never.
Author Blues is in chat typing a little bit about this game, sharing the love for it.
I'm fine with him being in chat now that he's just done.
Doom
Yeah,
Ranger
yeah.
X is down. I think that pretty much solidifies that Zembar takes the victory here. Nobody's
Yep.
going to be able to get back to that. Doom Ranger second. Nobody will be able to get back to that. Author Blues third. White Panther won't be able to pass that. White Panther fourth. You know what? We're locked in the positions here. Do you think that it's fine to call it?
Yeah, the only thing that could change is White Panther could possibly have something happen, but he's in the freezer, and it's going to
no.
probably be 3 minutes, so I don't think that's going to happen.
It would take at least like 6 to 8 minutes to get back up.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna
Stage
happen.
3.
Well, you know what? We've only done it a handful of times this tournament. We're doing it now. That is time. 58 minutes and 4 seconds into the match. The places are decided. We are happy to free them from this game. I'm personally happy to free them from this. I want to be free from this game.
I think we all do.
I don't agree with the image on Doom Ranger's screen, but I understand the sentiment.
Oh, bugs.
Oh, yeah, I just got it. Wow. That's a little much, but yeah, I understand.
Bugs Bunny, why would you do that? Well, you know what? This was... I was gonna say this was fantastic, but this was a game called Kung Fu. And, oh, just to jump back here, Zembar took the victory here. Doom Ranger took second, Author Blues third, and White Panther took fourth. If Zembar wants to join a chat, they are more than welcome to do so. That was miserable.
Doom Ranger is saying they had fun, which I don't know if that meshes with the screaming in the Discord chat.
I mean, considering all the caps that I see in there, yeah, I'm not completely sure they actually enjoyed it.
Maybe they just scream a lot. I know people like that, and it's totally fine.
Well,
So if there's anything we've learned here, it's don't veto my picks.
yeah. Author Blues is saying that he's okay, he'll just stick to his every other game. I think that's essentially its sentiment, and this is Author Blues. Hello, Zembar.
Hello, hello.
So yeah, congrats at surviving through this game.
You were better at that than you had any business.
That was, wow.
It was not good. Yeah, so we had one stage of this in the Gauntlet, by the way, at some point during the last tournament. You had the joy of jumping in and just trying to plow through as much as possible. And hey, you made it a decent way through stage 3, which I think we were a little surprised that you did that well.
I'm a little surprised too. Those flies are something else. And getting jump kicks in this game is way harder than it should be.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I gave up at the flies. I was just like, I'm done. This is horrible.
What got me is I ran out of time.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
And with that spawn of rats, I was like, okay, I have to be close to the ball, so that had to be the boss. But it was just like, oh, I'm out of time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The thing is, like, it says you have 7 minutes at times, and it's like, that's going to be plenty of time. But sometimes no. Sometimes it's
have,
just not going to work.
Situations where you take a minute and a half to kick a fly.
Yes. I'm pretty sure sometime in a dev meeting when they were talking about this game, one of them was like, hitbox. What's a hitbox?
Do you think they had meetings? Do you think they
I don't
had
know.
Hitboxes?
Yeah, their hitboxes are definitely suggestions in this game.
Hitboxes are for noobs. Or whatever they say these days. I don't know. I don't know the gaming lingo.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, congratulations. You'll be... Do you recommend that anybody play this game?
Only if you want to torture yourself.
Okay, so this game, torture only. If you want joy, avoid it. Yeah,
This is the game you make other people play. You don't play it yourself.
It's true.
Yes.
Speaking of which, in a couple of weeks, my 2-year sub pick is up.
Oh, sweet. By the way, we don't have Kusogr4nde tomorrow, but I will be playing some sub games tomorrow. So anybody who has been sub for a year, or now that they've hit 2 years, they get to choose a game for me to play for an hour. So that's going to be a blast. I have no idea what kind of misery awaits. Zembar, I've played this game before. I have no pity. I have a little pity. I have a lot of pity. I feel so bad.
That's what this is about, though. Getting to suffer through terrible games to be the best at it.
Oh, yeah. So, anything else you want to say before we take off for the night?
No. It's just a terrible game.
Oh. Yeah, what about you, Tristan, Mike?
Don't veto my games. Kung Fu happens.
Yeah, I'm honestly gonna say I only used it in a gauntlet because I thought the full game would just be too painful, and
Yep.
I'm not wrong.
No.
I mean, I was 6 years old when I played the game I vetoed. Come on.
Fair enough. I basically took it as an excuse to do something else.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and raid. Let's go raid Slow Beef. He's playing Neo, which is actually a really good game. I haven't played all the way through it, but I've gotten a decent way in. It's a blast. So, do we have a good raid message? I'm trying to think if we had any good messages in games for a while.
Not
Next
for mine.
fridge.
Next fridge, I guess,
Next
is good
fridge.
enough.
That's about the best text that we had in all of the games today. So let's do next fridge. Next fridge. Okay. For those who have children, slow beef sometimes swears, so just be aware. We're going to jump over there and take it easy. Have a good evening, and thank you again for joining.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Bye.